it's Becca with Grace and Strength here, and welcome to part 1 of the 7-part series, Foundations to Build a Handstand Practice, From Fear to Faith. In today's 30-minute session, we will be introduced to some wrist-protecting warm-ups, core work, arm balances to help us prep for our handstands later on in the series. Today, we will also look into facing our fears with faith through Hannah's story of waiting in 1 Samuel. In Romans 15:4, it mentions, we may have hope through endurance and through the encouragement from the scriptures. So that's what I would like to do in this series. Just want to incorporate stories from scripture to encourage us throughout the series. Let's get started. Let's begin in child's pose. Bring your big toes together to touch. Your knees a little bit wide. Go ahead and sit your sit bones back onto your heels as you walk your fingertips forward, bringing your chest and your forehead to meet the mat. Begin to arrive here. Just starting to pay attention to the way that you're breathing. And begin to take control of that breath with deep inhales through the nose and deep exhales through the nose. Go ahead and just rock your shoulders back and forth. Wiggle around, just whatever feels good for you here. And as you breathe here, I just want to begin to introduce you to our first faith warrior of this series, From Fear to Faith. Our first faith warrior is Hannah. Now, a lot of times when we think of warriors, we think of physical warriors who go to the battlefield and fight. And that is true, but a lot of the warriors that we think of are fighting battles every day that we don't even know about. Let's go ahead and walk our hands to the left-hand side. Right fingertips just slowly walk slightly further out than the left fingertips. Round out through the right rib cage, allowing yourself to get a nice gentle stretch in the right side body here. Now Hannah battled infertility. Hannah wanted so bad to be a mother, but the Lord had closed her womb. And not only was this difficult in itself, but Hannah had to battle her husband's second wife. Her second wife, who was highly fertile, who was able to provide her husband with sons and daughters. And not only was this second wife able to do what Hannah could not, she rubbed it in her face. She provoked her. Hannah cried for years as she waited and waited for this child. Go ahead and bring your fingertips back to center. Rock your shoulders out here. Maybe bring your arms back behind you and counter that stretch for a moment. Return your arms out front. And walk the fingertips to the left-hand side, keeping your forehead gently resting on the mat. Left fingertips just crawl slightly farther than the right. Putting a gentle arch through the left rib cage. Breathing here. And Hannah's weight got so bad for her, so heavy, that she just cried out to the Lord. She said, God, if you would just give me one child, I will give him back to you. And we know the rest. God allowed Hannah to conceive. She gave birth to Samuel, and she raised him enough to nurse him and gave him over to God. Can you imagine how difficult that must have been to have waited for a child for so long, to the point of crying out to the Lord and then still giving that child away? That is a faith warrior. But do you think, had Hannah not waited, had Hannah not gone through what she had gone through, would she have gotten to the point where she would have given that child back to God? Now, whatever it is that you are waiting on, you are a faith warrior. Just because you're not fighting physically in a battle, waiting is difficult. Remember Hannah, and do not allow your wait to be wasted. What can you do in the wait? First Peter 5:7 says, "Humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of God, so that at the proper time He may exalt you, casting all your anxieties on Him because He cares for you." Perhaps in your wait, you still need to do that. You need to humble yourselves and ask yourself before God what you need to work on, change, or maybe give up in order to assist in moving the waiting along. Or at least make the wait worth it. But maybe you have. Maybe it's just time to ask again, how else can you refine me in this wait? Go ahead and return your hands to center. Bring the palms to face up beside your hips and just rock your shoulders here. Maybe cat-cow in the spine slightly. Go ahead and bring the palms to meet the mat. Push yourself up into tabletop position. And as we begin our handstand series, the first step I want to introduce you to is protecting your wrists through wrist warm-ups. So our first wrist warm-up begins here in tabletop. I'm going to go ahead and just begin to circle to the right. I'm going to make sure that you're not flattening into your hands, but you are pushing down into the L's of your hands, and you're being active throughout the whole hand by pushing into the fingertips. We call this spider hands, which we will talk more on throughout the series and later on in this video. Return to center and exhale, switching sides here. Go ahead and return to center. Bring the wrists together, fingertips facing to the left and to the right. Go ahead and rock to the left and rock to the right. And then turn the fingertips to face the knees. Take your sit bones and start to reach them back towards your heels, actively keeping the heels of the palms pushing into the mat. One more deep inhale. Good. Exhale, release back to a neutral spine in tabletop. Maybe shake your wrists out here. I'm going to warm up the core a little bit here. Go ahead and tuck the tailbone slightly. Zip the belly button in towards the spine so you're engaging your whole core. Shift the weight slightly to the right hand side as you reach your left arm forward. Inhale here. Now exhale, begin to lift the right leg parallel towards the ground, pointing the 5 toes to the mat. I want to make sure you're not opening your hip to the right hand side of the room, but you are keeping your hips squared off to the mat. That's where you'll really feel the engagement in your core. And as you feel your body shake, maybe wobble a bit, engage your core and breathe. Go ahead and return to tabletop position. Maybe just wiggle around here in cat-cow-like positions, whatever feels good. Return to neutral. Now switching sides. Go ahead and shift your weight to the left-hand side. Right hand goes out forward. Left leg back behind you. Breathing here. Check your alignment. Hips not opening to the side, but squaring off. Core engaged. Reach actively through the front fingertips and the back heel. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, release. Back to tabletop. From here, go ahead and tuck your toes. Lift your hips up and back into your first downward facing dog. The hamstrings are probably not quite warmed up yet, so go ahead and pedal them out here. You bend deeply into bringing your ribs towards your thighs. Maybe rocking your hips back and forth here. Then opening back up, yearning your heels towards the mat. Let's look forward and go forward. Step, walk, or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and walk it out here a bit as we warm up our hamstrings. Inhale, circle sweep, arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, let's open up to Yogi Squat. Go ahead and bring your feet about mat distance apart. And then drop your hips down. I'm going to go ahead and rock back and forth here a bit. Feeling the opening and the hip flexors here. Maybe even bring your hands to prayer at heart center and use the elbows to open up the hips slightly here. And from here, I'm going to introduce you to our second wrist warm-up that I would like you to utilize each time you are starting your handstand practice. Go ahead and bring both arms out in front of you. You're going to windmill them around. Lift up your seat a bit so that you bring in some space here between the thighs and the calves. And you're going to tuck your wrists right in here in this crevice. Go ahead and sit down onto your wrists. And you're going to notice that when you do this, your fists clench. So we're going to take 10 pulses, opening up your fingertips wide and allowing them to clench. 2, 8, 9, 10. Go ahead and release from the legs. You stay here in a slightly wide-legged forward fold and counter that stretch by placing the palms face up, backs of the hands down, just pulling back slightly. This is a good warm-up for the wrists before entering a handstand practice. Really gets that tension released in there, wakes up every part of the hand. All right, go ahead and heel toe the feet together. Inhale, circle sweep arms to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, hop back, yogi push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Now inhale, we're gonna step, hop, or float to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding here. Inhale, roll up the spine one vertebra at a time to mountain pose. Go ahead and bring your hands to prayer at heart center. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Exhale, sit back into your chair. I'm going to check your alignment here. If you look down, can you see all 10 toes? Knees need to be behind the toes, not up in front. Make sure you're not tooching the butt out, but you want to tuck the tailbone slightly. And pull the navel in towards the back. We're going to come into crow pose. Inhale, plant the palms. Go ahead and lift up onto the tiptoes and start to place the knees in towards the armpits or the triceps. Gaze should be about 6 inches in front of you. On an inhale, just start to rock forward slowly until you start to feel maybe one foot float off, then the next. And as you find float, go ahead and bring your heels towards your butt. And we're going to tap it out here. Inhale, exhale, tap. Inhale, exhale, tap. Inhale, exhale, tap. Inhale, exhale, tap. Keep it going. One more. All right, go ahead and release. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, arms to sky. Upward salute. Exhale, swan dive, forward spill over the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, shoot the feet back. Yogi push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Let's walk it out here. Round 2, look forward, step, walk, or hop forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll up one vertebra at a time. Exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, prayers to hands at heart center in prayer. Go ahead and sit your butt back into chair pose. Check in with your alignment here. Breathe here for a moment. One more deep inhale. Exhale brings you to crow pose. Take your own time here. And begin to tap. One more on each side. Good. Exhale releases you back onto the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep arms to sky. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half lift, plant the palms. Shoot the feet back. Exhale, yogi push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great job with round 2 of crow taps. Now here, as you've noticed, we're not getting into handstand just yet. I really want you to focus on building the strength, building the upper body strength, building the core. Final round, crow taps. Inhale, look forward, go forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe hang out here in ragdoll for just a moment. Grab for opposite elbows, dangle the head, bend a lot in the knees. And release. Roll up one vertebra at a time. Mountain pose. Inhale, hands to heart center in prayer. Exhale here. Inhale, reach up through the spine. Exhale, sit. Chair pose. Check your alignment. One more deep inhale. Exhale, plant the palms. In your own time, take your crow pose. Round 3, crow taps. You've got this. Two more. Great job. Set your weight down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms reach up. Upward salute. Reach, 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 reach. Exhale, spill. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, plant the palms. Shoot your feet back. Yogi push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Go ahead and bring the knees to the mat. Exhale, sit your butt back onto your heels and rest for a moment in child's pose. You deserve this. Let's not stop here. Go ahead and shift forward into tabletop. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Let's take one more grace flow. And let's work on floating. Try and hop yourself forward slowly, engaging the core. Ready? Engage. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep, arms to sky, upward salute. Exhale, spill over the knees, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, shoot back. Yogi push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now that we've did a lot of upper body strength, I'm going to go ahead and bring you into a little bit more core strength before I introduce you to our third and final wrist warm-up. So inhale, look forward. We're going to try to hop through to easy seat. So inhale, lift up onto the toes. Exhale, hop. Set yourself down. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and do a few cat-cows here. I'm going to loosen up the core before we really engage it here. Inhale, rock forward, cow the spine. And as we sit back, exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, back, cat. One more inhale. Really Push through the heart. Exhale, really push through the spine, chin to chest. And return to neutral. I'm going to plant your fingertips or your palms. I'll choose fingertips. Inhale, we're going to lift, push into those fingertips, lift the hips, pull the navel to the spine. Exhale, maybe lift the feet off the ground, pendant pose. One inhale, exhale, release. I'm going to go ahead and grab behind the hamstrings, bring the toes forward, bent staff pose, knees pointing towards the sky. Inhale here. Exhale, start to lean back until your toes find float. Maybe this is your boat pose here. Challenge you to take it farther. Bring the shins up to be parallel with the ground. Begin to release the hamstrings and reach forward. Go ahead and let it get real fiery. Let to feel yourself shake. This is where you breathe, warriors. Inhale, exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, release to your cat-cows and easy seat. Inhale. Exhale, cat. Inhale. Exhale. One more round, inhale. Yearn through the heart. And exhale, push through the spine. Return to neutral. Find pendant pose, round two. Place the fingertips into the ground. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Lift the hips. Exhale, maybe lift the feet. Inhale. Exhale, release. Lean back for boat pose. Make sure you find the right alignment on your own time. Not hunching through the back here. And make sure you're straight up into the crown of your head. If this gets too fiery here for you, you're welcome to bring the toes back down, take a deep rest, but do not give up. Try it again. One more deep inhale. Exhale, release. Cat, cow here. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Final exhale. All right, neutralize. Plant the palms or fingertips. Inhale, lengthen up. Lift up. Exhale, lift the feet. Deep inhale. Exhale, release. Straight back to boat pose. Inhale, lengthen up through the crown of your head. Exhale, begin to lean back until you find float. Go ahead and bring the legs up to parallel. Reach the arms forward. Breathe here. There's nothing wrong with shaking. You're building strength. One more round. Exhale, release. Go ahead and cat-cow. The spine. Exhale. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more. Make this one feel real good. Arch through the heart. Exhale, tuck the chin deep into the chest. Release. Go ahead and rock over the shins. Plant the palms to come into tabletop. Let me show you our final wrist warm-up. Go ahead and come on down as if you're bringing yourself to dolphin pose. Switch the palms to face up. You're going to take the right fist and start to rub the little bones of the wrist, the heels of your hands. fingertips to give yourself a good little massage here, all through the forearm. This is actually a great way to cool down from your handstand practice as well. Take care of your wrists. If your wrists have injuries, there are no handstands before and after a practice. Take care of the wrists. Go ahead and switch sides. Lay the right hand down, palm facing up. Left hand goes into a fist. Nice massage here. Now, if you have someone that's willing to help you, it's great if you can place both arms down and just have someone take a foam roller and roll your forearms out for you. Go ahead and just wiggle your fingers around. At this rate, your wrists would be nice and ready to get upside down. But we are not ready for that yet. We're going to go ahead and cool down our practice. So inhale. Tuck your toes, lift your hips, push yourself back, downward facing dog. I'm going to take one more grace float here. Really want to work on your float. You want to start getting the feeling of floating. So inhale, look forward, hop, engage the core. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweep, arms to the sky. Let this feel good. Reach your energy through your fingertips. Feel it all the way down into your belly. Exhale, spill, forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the palms, hop back, yogi push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Just to drop yourself down into the lovely child's pose. Great job, warriors. You made it through the hard parts today. Go ahead and walk your fingertips up to kneeling. Shift your weight over to the left hip. Just bring your legs straight out in front of you on the mat. Grab behind the hamstrings. Tuck the chin into the chest and roll down onto your back. Reclined, bent knee pose. Go ahead and lay the right leg long. Inhale. Interlace the fingers around the left knee. Hug the left knee into your chest. Actively keep pushing the tailbone down towards the mat as you pull your knee in. One more deep inhale. Exhale, keep the right hand on the left knee. Twist that knee over to the right hand side of your body. Left arm goes long. Gaze shifts to the left fingertips as you actively root the left shoulder blade down to the mat. Breathe here in supine twist. Maybe rest the eyes. And as you breathe here, I just want to bring you back to the theme of our series, from fear to faith, and Hannah's story of waiting. Now, I don't know your story. You may have never dealt with exactly what Hannah's been dealing with, infertility, but I know all of us have dealt with some sort of difficult waiting period. Let's go ahead and bring our knees back to center. Left leg goes long, right knee into the chest. Tilt the tailbone down as you hug the knee in. Inhale. Exhales, deep inhales and exhales here. One more deep inhale here. Exhale, keep the left hand on the right knee. Twist over to the left hand side. Supine twist. Bring the right arm long beside you. Gaze shift into the right fingertips as you root the right shoulder blade down. hug the knees into the chest here. Rock and roll slightly here, releasing the hip tension. Inhale. Exhale, release yourself down to final resting pose, corpse pose. You can stay here as long as you would like, perhaps pausing this video to enjoy. But for now, we'll go ahead and make our way onto the left-hand side. Go ahead and push into the palm. Make your way into easy seat, where we will finish out our practice today. Now today, I just want to encourage you to replay this video number 1 in the 7-part series until this flow becomes easy for you. Build up your core strength, build up your upper body strength, familiarize yourself with these wrist warm-ups, and then continue on. I can't wait to see you in the rest of the series. God bless you. Thank you for sharing your practice today.